Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I have a very special pre recorded episode this week. I guess all of the podcast episodes are pre recorded. I guess what I'm trying to say is I recorded this a couple weeks in advance because I'm traveling for Memorial Day weekend when this episode comes out. Okay, so for this week, I have a very special spiral bound cookbook, and I've chosen some recipes from it. This spiral bound cookbook is from the stack of cookbooks that Brian's mom lent me. It's called A Taste of Home by the Cokesbury United Methodist Church, which I think is near me. Yes, it is the county over. This cookbook was made in the county that Charlie Rose was born in. Yikes. Okay, this is from 1998. It's 370 pages long. Brian's mom did save 2 recipes on the back. The very last page is called My Recipes, and then it gives you space to write your recipes. So I'm not sure if this is her recipe or if it's her favorite recipe from the book, but she did save a couple: shrimp chowder and then chocolate pie. Now, there are 30 to 40 chocolate pie recipes in this book, so I'm not sure if she chose one of them or if this is hers. Now, you might remember me talking about hot chicken salad, which Brian's mom loves to make. She named it after me. She calls it Caroline's casserole, unfortunately. Hot chicken salad, the recipe, can be found twice in this book. There are 6 pages in total of broccoli casserole recipes. Out of the 30 to 40 chocolate pie recipes, one is called Jean's chocolate pie and has the word no in pencil written next to it, probably by Brian's mom. Now, I considered making this episode about the recipes that I found in the Epstein files. But those might be a little too, I don't know. I mean, these recipes are weird. They're maybe not as weird as the Epstein file recipes, just by the nature of where they're found. Now, the theme, I would say, of these recipes is Cool Whip and finding a recipe on the back of a package of something. That's sort of the type of recipe that you're going to find in this book. It reminds me of the time on 90 Day Fiancé when this very interesting woman who was obsessed with chickens traveled to Africa to meet a blind man who she thought was the love of her life. And she told his sister that in America, you didn't have to cook soup. You didn't really have to cook at all because you could just buy a can of whatever flavor of soup that you wanted at the grocery store. And that's what America was like. And this book is really reflective of that. So I'm going to read you some recipes from A Taste of Home from 1998. Ham in a blanket. 1 can, an 8-count can of crescent rolls. 1 package thin sliced ham. 8 slices of cheese, cheddar or Swiss. Spread crescent rolls out. Lay 1 slice of ham and 1 slice of cheese on each roll. Roll up. Place on greased cookie sheet and cook at 375, 12 to 15 minutes or until golden brown. 8 servings. Sausage balls. 1 pound sausage, room temperature. 1 pound sharp cheese, room temperature. 2 cups self-rising flour. Mix in a bowl until mixed well. Roll in small balls and place on a cookie sheet. Bake at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. Tuna ball. 8 ounces cream cheese. 6.5 ounce tuna, water pack. 1 small onion, chopped fine. Lemon juice, optional. Horseradish to suit taste. Salt to suit taste. Pepper to suit taste. Chopped walnuts. Combine all ingredients. Refrigerate. Form into ball and roll in chopped walnuts. Serve with your favorite selection of crackers. Catfish stew. 2 pounds catfish fillets, boneless. 4 large potatoes. Half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. 1 teaspoon salt. 1 teaspoon fresh ground pepper. Half a teaspoon of tarragon. 1 teaspoon parsley. 6 slices of bacon. 6 eggs. In 9x13 pan, layer fish, onion, and potatoes. Add spices on top of layers and top with bacon slices. Cover with foil. Cook in 350 oven for 40 minutes or until done. Break eggs over dish. Let sit in oven until poached. Serve hot. Now, that recipe doesn't really have a lot of processed or synthetic, not synthetic, but there's no Cool Whip in it. I am thinking that the bacon might be pretty soggy, being steamed under that foil. Hobo stew. 3 medium potatoes. 3 medium chopped onions. 2 sliced carrots. 1 small green pepper. 1 can kidney beans with liquid. 1 can tomato soup and enough water to rinse out the can. 1 pound hamburger. Line casserole dish with sliced potatoes, sliced onion, celery, carrots, and green pepper. Pour on beans. Break hamburger into bits and sprinkle on top. Pour on soup. Cover with foil and bake 2.5 hours at 350. Hobo stew is an unfortunate name. I did find a lot of stew recipes that were made in casserole dishes, which I did find interesting. Melina's taco soup. 2 pounds of ground beef. 1 large can diced tomatoes. 1 can navy beans. 1 can hominy. 1 package ranch dressing mix. 1 package taco seasonings. Do not add water. Put all in crock pot and cook on low all day. Serve with cheese, mozzarella, sharp, a dollop of sour cream, and tortilla chips. I didn't know that they made sharp mozzarella. I mean, is that what do you mean don't add water? Is it just dry as hell? Cook all day? Mama's fruit fluff. 1 large can pineapple chunks. 1 large can fruit cocktail. 1 can mandarin oranges, drained. 1 10-ounce strawberries, frozen. 1 lemon instant pudding. 2 sliced bananas. Mixed all ingredients together and refrigerate up to 1 week. That's a long time. Ginger ale salad. 1 package royal lime jello. half a cup of boiling water, half a cup of cold water, 1 cup ginger ale, half cup chopped celery, optional, 2 apples, cut to bite size, half a cup of chopped walnuts, dash of salt. Mix Jell-O and boiling water until Jell-O is dissolved. Add cold water and ginger ale. Chill to syrupy stage. Add celery, apples, walnuts, and salt. Mix together and chill. I wrote in parentheses, mix together and throw away. It's not very nice. I'm deleting that. Spaghetti salad. 1 medium cucumber. Cucumber was capitalized. 1 medium purple onion. 1 large ripe tomato. 1 small green pepper. 1 bottle Salad Supreme salad or can. I don't know what that means. Use Italian dressing was the next bullet point. 1 16-ounce box spaghetti, cooked and drained. Dice vegetables and add to cool spaghetti. Add your bottle of dressing and toss. For a little added spice, add some hot sauce. Chill and serve. I like when people call them purple onions because they really are purple. I like regional color reference variations like that, like a red onion versus a purple onion. It's like how Brian's mom calls my orange cat yellow cat. And I've heard a lot of the ladies, the older ladies who live around me, refer to orange cats as yellow cats. One year for Christmas, Brian's mom made stockings for my cats and put treats in them. And she doesn't know the yellow cat's name, so she just wrote yellow cat on the stocking. Chicken breast dish. 6 chicken breasts or thighs. 1 jar dried beef slices. 4 strips bacon. 1 can chicken mushroom soup. Place chicken pieces in dish. Spread dried beef and bacon across top. Cover with chicken mushroom soup, undiluted. Cook 1 hour. Chicken and dumplings. 1 whole chicken or 4 breasts. 1 large can Hungry Jack biscuits. Boil chicken until done and debone. Add back to chicken broth. Roll out dough, in parentheses, biscuits, and cut into slices. Add dough to boiling water. Cook 30 minutes on medium. Add salt and pepper to taste. Country ham. 1 20 to 25 pound ham. 1 to 2 liters of Coke. 1 cup of honey. 2 teaspoons of vinegar. Soak ham 24 to 48 hours before cooking. Put ham in cooker, cover with water, add Coke, honey, and vinegar. Bring to a boil and reduce heat to just keep boiling. Cook 15 minutes per pound. It's a long time. Cool and debone, cool and slice as needed. I'm reading these word for word, so I'm not having a stroke. Soak ham in what before cooking? In water to get some of the salt out? You're not adding any salt back in, so I don't know. Cook 15 minutes per pound. So it's like 4 hours. Okay, spaghetti casserole. 1 16-ounce package of spaghetti noodles, cooked. 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Half cup salad-style green olives. 1 small onion. 1 can tomatoes soup, 1 soup can milk, 1 soup can milk, 2 8-ounce cream cheese. Spray a 13 by 9-inch casserole dish with nonstick cooking spray. Place noodles in dish. Brown ground beef with onion and olives, drain well. In parentheses, I wrote, pour out all the flavor. It's mean. I'm deleting that too. Combine soup, milk, and cream cheese in a small saucepan over medium heat, stirring often. Heat until smooth. Add soup mixture to ground beef mixture and stir well. Pour over noodles and bake 350 for approximately 30 minutes or until heated through. What are salad-style green olives? 1 soup can milk. Is that you just fill the empty soup can with milk? Maddie's steak in the oven. Top sirloin steak. Onion chopped. Salt. Flour. Beat top sirloin until cubed. Batter with salt and flour and fry until well sealed. Put in casserole dish and add lots of chopped onion. Make gravy and pour over steak. Cover with at least 2 layers of foil and put in oven. 250 or 300 for 3 hours. Can cut with a fork. This is very good when you are carrying dinner to a friend. How to cook a turkey. In quotations, Mama's recipe. 1 turkey. Water. Salt. The day before your turkey dinner, stew the neck and giblets for several hours in a covered pot with water and a little salt. Put the resulting broth in the refrigerator for the next day for making gravy. When the turkey is thawed out, wash it inside and out with running water and pull out any stray pin feathers and dry it off. Salt the turkey good inside. Oh, that reminds me of I was in Massachusetts somewhere, maybe the Cape or Nantucket, and my sister and I saw an ad in the newspaper. Someone wanted to sell their Volvo. And the only description it had was, runs good. I think my sister still has the newspaper clipping in her bedroom. Runs good, we like to say to each other. If you cook your dressing now, fill it at both ends and sew it up with a darning needle and some heavy thread. Smear several tablespoons of butter or shortening all over the outside of the turkey, as if you are giving it a facial. Salt it thoroughly all over. Tie a string around the middle to hold the wings up against the body and tie the knob ends of the drumsticks together. Your turkey is now ready to roast. Put a rack in the bottom of a roaster or deep pan. Put the turkey on the rack, breast up, and cover the turkey entirely with a sheet of heavy-duty aluminum foil. Tuck it down around the sides of the turkey. Do all of this after supper on the day before you plan to serve it. And by the time the turkey is ready for the oven, it will be time for bed. Wait, what? By the time the turkey is ready for the oven, it will be time for bed? Set the oven at 275 or no higher than 300. You want to cook this turkey, not cremate it. Figure to cook the turkey about 30 minutes per pound of weight up to 6 hours, which is right for a 12 or 13 pound turkey. If the turkey weighs more, figure on 7 or 8 hours, which is a full night's sleep. Pull the turkey in the oven, put the turkey in the oven, Set your alarm clock and go to bed. When the clock goes off, turn off the oven. Leave the door shut and go back to sleep. An hour or so before dinner, take the foil off the turkey and take it out of the oven while you heat it up to 325. Now, smear it good with the drippings and put it back into the oven to brown. Baste it every 10 to 15 minutes until it is golden brown. I like when a recipe also designs a sleep schedule for you. Also, what time are you eating the turkey? Like 9 in the morning? Squash and onions. Squash, cut in small pieces. Onions, cut in small pieces. Bacon grease, salt, pepper. Cut squash and onions in small pieces. Put in deep frying pan with bacon grease. Stir often until thoroughly done and slightly browned. Season with salt and pepper. Can be prepared early and frozen. Farmhouse barbecue muffins. 1 tube, 10 ounces of refrigerated buttermilk biscuits. 1 pound ground beef. Half a cup of ketchup. 3 tablespoons brown sugar. 1 tablespoon cider vinegar. Half a teaspoon chili powder. 1 cup shredded cheddar cheese. Separate dough into biscuits. Flatten into 5-inch circles. Press each into the bottom and up the sides of a greased muffin cup. Set aside. In a skillet, brown beef, drain. In a small bowl, mix ketchup, brown sugar, vinegar, and chili powder. Stir until smooth. Add to meat and mix well. Divide the meat mixture among biscuit-lined muffin cups, using about 1/4 cup for each. Sprinkle with cheese. Bake 375 for 18 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. Old-timey chess pie. 3 eggs. 1.5 cups of sugar. 1 tablespoon sweet milk. 1 tablespoon meal. 3/4 stick of butter. Dash of salt. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Cream, butter, and sugar. Beat eggs separate and add to ingredients. Bake at 350 for 30 minutes. No crust to be found. This is the second time I've seen an old-timey, or I think I did a 100-year-old chess pie recipe from another cookbook, read it aloud in one episode. No crust. Do they assume that you have a crust recipe that you're going to use, or did they eat it without a crust? There is self-crusting pie, which is very similar. What is sweet milk? What is meal? Hawaiian pie. 1 can condensed milk. 1 large can crushed pineapple, drained. 1 cup of nuts. 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. 1 large carton Cool Whip. Pour into 2 graham cracker crusts and chill. It's pretty easy. Sarah's yogurt pie. 2 carton Dannon yogurt, any fruit flavor. 1/2 cup fruit of the same flavor. 1 small carton Cool Whip. Mix all ingredients together and pour into graham cracker pie shell. Freeze for 3 hours. Goofy cake. Cake. 1 box yellow cake mix. 1 stick melted margarine. 12 ounces chocolate chips. 1 cup chopped nuts. 1 egg. Filling. 1 box 10X. That's powdered sugar. I did see a recipe in here that called for 4x, which I don't think they sell anymore, but I had to look it up. So you could get 4x, 6x, or 10x, and that's it, the fineness of the powdered sugar. So one box 10x, 2 eggs, 1 8-ounce packaged cream cheese, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Mix cake ingredients together and press in greased 12 by 13-inch pan. Mix filling ingredients together. Pour over cake mixture. Bake 350, 40 minutes to an hour, depending on individual oven. This was Vicky's recipe that I love and cherish. Seems weird. Mama's icebox cake, in parentheses, very old recipe. 1/2 pound of marshmallows. 1 cup rich milk or cream. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 cup chopped nuts. 1/2 cup of raisins. 1 box graham cracker crumbs. 1 cup dates or figs. Cut marshmallows in quarters and mix with milk. Let stand 10 minutes. Mix remaining ingredients, leaving 1/3 cup crumbs. Roll in crumbs. What is that recipe? Is it a bowl? Is it like a giant ball? You just roll the whole thing in crumbs? I don't know. Mama's winter kitchen cake. 2 16-ounce cans pitted cherries and syrup, or 1 28-ounce can fruit cocktail, peaches, etc. 2 tablespoons melted butter. 1.5 cups all-purpose flour. 2 cups packed brown sugar, divided. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1 egg. 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. 1.5 cups boiling water. Pour cherries into a 9 by 13-inch pan. Add butter. Add flour. 1/2 cup of brown sugar, soda, baking powder, and salt. Add egg and beat with fork until well blended, about 2 minutes. Spread butter evenly in pan. Sprinkle with 1.5 cups brown sugar and walnuts. Pour boiling water over entire mixture. Bake in a 350 oven for 40 minutes. Serve warm with ice cream or whipped cream. Wow, not Cool Whip. Why would you... Okay, I don't understand this recipe at all. It says to add the butter, and then at the end it says spread butter evenly in pan. And then you pour boiling water over everything? I don't know. Rum cake. This is for Brian. Cake. 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. 1 package Duncan Hines butter golden cake mix. 1 3.5-ounce package vanilla instant pudding mix. 1/2 cup of water. 1/2 cup of oil. 4 eggs. 1/2 cup of rum. Grease and flour bundt pan. Crumbled chopped pecans in bottom of pan. In large mixing bowl, combine cake and pudding mixes. Add rum, water, oil, and eggs. Mix 2 minutes at medium speed on mixer. Seems like a little too long. Pour in pan and bake at 325 for 50 to 60 minutes. Remove from oven and leave in pan. Immediately pour hot rum glaze over cake. Did you tell us how to make the rum glaze? No. After 5 minutes, remove cake from pan. This cake is good served hot or cold. Will keep for weeks without refrigeration. I don't know about that. Can be baked using a chocolate butter recipe fudge mix instead of yellow mix for a chocolate rum cake. Okay. Okay, so here's the glaze recipe below. Sorry, 1 cup sugar, 1 stick butter, quarter cup of rum, quarter cup of water. Combine all ingredients and boil 2 to 3 minutes. Ooh, kind of like a monkey bread. I'd be into that. I remember the first time I had monkey bread. Maybe the first and last time I ever had monkey bread. My aunt made it. She lives outside of Atlanta. She made monkey bread, and oh my God. It's one of the best things I've ever eaten. I don't know why I haven't had it since. I saw Missouri Sue make monkey bread, but she used canned biscuits and then cut the canned biscuits up, rolled them in cinnamon sugar, and then poured butter all over them. I guess you can use canned cinnamon rolls as well, but I don't know. I think most of the recipes I've seen, you make a dough. Okay. Enough punch to serve 100 people. 2.5 gallons lime sherbet. 2 46-ounce cans pineapple juice. 2 8-ounce lemon juice. 12 quarts ginger ale. Mix all ingredients together and serve. Someone made something like this at a baby shower I went to, and it was scary. I mean, they should have had an ambulance on site to take us all to the hospital. Zesty punch. 2 packages strawberry Kool-Aid, or any flavor. 1 small frozen lemonade. 1 small frozen orange juice. 1 tall can pineapple juice. 2 cups of sugar. Dissolve Kool-Aid with a little hot water in a gallon jar. Add other juices and finish filling jar with water. When ready to serve, add a quart ginger ale. You may freeze punch to use it as an ice ring, which I cannot conceptualize. What do you mean by that? Be sure not to freeze the ginger ale. Pouring the ginger ale in the bowl is what makes it so zesty. This makes 1 gallon. Serves approximately 25. I wrote in parentheses, if ginger ale is so important, why don't you include it in the ingredients list? How to make cake mix better. 1 cup plain flour. 1 cup sugar. 1 egg. 1 stick of butter, if desired. Mix and add to cake mix. Okay, just making it drier. Gale's microwaved vegetables. 1 head cauliflower. 1 bunch broccoli. 4 carrots. Garlic salt. Pepper. 1 stick margarine. Place cauliflower in center of round dish. Place broccoli pieces around cauliflower. Slice carrots diagonally and place around dish. Sprinkle with garlic, salt and pepper. Garlic salt and pepper. Drizzle 1 stick of margarine over vegetables. Cover with plastic wrap. Leave 1 corner open. Microwave on high for 19 minutes. So good and so pretty. That is the final recipe from that cookbook. I do have a bonus recipe, and we have enough time that we could also read the insane recipes that I found from the Epstein files. If that bothers you, you can stop listening. But here's the bonus recipe. So I do subscribe to Elizabeth Luard's Substack. My former supervisor bought me one of her cookbooks. She is from England, I believe, and has studied a lot of European and Middle Eastern and what other countries over there she can access. She studies their cuisines and has recorded a lot of recipes. Anyway, she has an interesting Substack. It's a lot of historical recipes. They're very with the seasons. This is what she released the other week. Wallace Simpson's Doigt de fromage. A seductive little savory as... Oh, okay, hold on. A seductive little savory as served to the Prince of Wales by the then Wallace Simpson in the 1930s. Eat them with your fingers for maximum effect. Serves 6 at the end of a dinner party or in the morning for 2 as a postprandial breakfast. I don't know what that means. 1 ripe camembert, 2 tablespoons cream cheese, 4 tablespoons double cream, whipped, 1 gallon Cool Whip. I'm just kidding. Salt and pepper, 2 to 3 tablespoons grated Parmesan. To serve, water biscuits. Mash the camembert and cream cheese together and push through a fine sieve, or give them a thorough chopping in the food processor. Fold in the whipped cream. Taste and season. Line a baking tray with cling film. Spread with the mixture in a thick layer and freeze until perfectly firm. Turn out onto a board. Cut into neat fingers. Dust all over with Parmesan and serve ice cold on a silver dish handed round by the butler, accompanied by a footman with piping hot water biscuits warmed through in the oven and wrapped in a snow-white napkin, preferably monogrammed. Okay. I like this recipe because it's like a savory cheese dessert cracker. It also reminds me of the time when my number one listener and her family came to visit us when we first moved here with their small child. And we went up to visit Brian's mom's house. And she was so delighted that there was a child over that she made whipped cream and served this wonderful child unsweetened whipped cream. And I remember her face when she tasted the whipped cream, the child's face. And she was so alarmed. And Miranda tasted the cream. I'm sure she thought, oh my God, I must have spoiled. No, it just didn't have sugar in it. The child was very disappointed. Let's pause. All right, I'm back and I'm going to read 10 recipes that I found in the Epstein files. This is on my Substack that I don't really use. There's an amazing flash photo that I found that's from the Epstein files. It's like Bill Clinton, a bunch of goobers. It's like this flash photo of them at dinner. It actually looks just like... Wait, is that Steven Tyler? Anyway, it looks just like Arthur Schwartz's podcast cover photo. Glasses all over the place, all with the reflection of the flash. They're drinking San Pellegrino. Okay, looking for the worst recipes on the internet? Look no further. I'm a little shocked at how many recipes were shared in the Epstein files. It makes sense when you realize that they were spending time on a remote island and had to make most of their food. Muffins were popular. Select recipes below. I don't know, I found maybe like 20 recipes in total. Some of them didn't actually have actual recipe components to them, but I chose 10. And I was inspired by someone who went through the Hillary Clinton emails and pulled all the recipes out of the Hillary Clinton emails. I don't know if anybody else has done this, but here we go. Number 1, Alton Brown's Burger of the Gods. This is Food Network. They linked out to Food Network. So Alton Brown is in the Epstein files. 8 ounces of chuck, trimmed, cut into 1.5-inch cubes. 8 ounces sirloin, trimmed, cut into 1.5-inch cubes. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt. You make burgers out of it. That's pretty much it. Okay. Second recipe. And the recipes I titled after their subject lines. So the subject of this one is forward recipe 2 pounds of jerky. This is from Friday, December 21st, 2012. This is all I have, unfortunately. I don't know what kind of meat he was using, but Steve should know if you are not sure either. Recipe 2 pounds of jerky. Third, organic tamari soy sauce. 3 tablespoons sweet soy sauce. Kisap manis. 2 tablespoons ginger. 2 tablespoons lemongrass. Fresh cut. Sent from my iPad. Yeah, each time they try and abbreviate tablespoon, it looks completely different. So I don't know what they're trying to say. Number 3, forward AeroPress recipe. This is from Joy Ito, August 23rd, 2013. 17.5 grams of coffee, ground slightly coarser than for filter coffee. I invert the AeroPress, but most people don't. Not inverting means some coffee will start trickling down during the process. 0 to 40 seconds, add 50 grams of water, 185 degrees, bloom. 40 seconds to 1 minute 10 seconds, add 200 grams of water. 1 minute 10 seconds to 1 minute 40 seconds, press gently. Stop before the air starts hissing out. There are many different ways of using the AeroPress. Below are some winners' recipes from the last few years of the AeroPress Championships. You'll notice the huge variation in temperatures. I think the AeroPress is a great little device to experiment and find something you like rather than following the perfect recipe someone else developed. So feel free to ignore my recipe above and let me know how you go. And then there are links to the World AeroPress Championship and the US AeroPress Championship. So I didn't know that that was a thing. Number 4, eggplant rollatini. February 22nd, 2012. Whoever wrote this, their name was rescinded. Okay, is this your idea or Jay's? The recipe was from rescinded. This is what she wrote in 2006. I don't know the exact measurements of the ingredients, but I believe the recipe goes something like this, ... Select long, thin eggplants that feel light. You don't want seeds. Remove stems and tips and cut them lengthwise into thin slices, 1/4 inch thick. Salt each slice lightly on both sides. Place them on paper towels to drain. Put a heavy weight on top of the sliced layers of eggplant and let stand in the refrigerator, preferably overnight. Next day, remove eggplant and allow to reach room temp. Simultaneously heat about 1 inch of vegetable oil in deep frying pan and do the following. Beat 6 eggs in bowl. Place Wondra flour on a plate. Dip each slice in the beaten eggs and let drip free of eggs. Dredge in flour. Shake excess off. Oil has to be very hot, about 350 degrees, or the eggplant will get soggy instead of crispy. Place eggplant slices into oil. Make sure to use a spatula because a fork will prick the eggplant and allow the oil to seep in. Turn slices over when one side is golden and the eggplant appears stiff. Remove when both slices are golden. Drain oil from eggplant by placing on paper towels. Allow eggplant to cool down. Add tomato sauce to each eggplant so it gets absorbed. Mix ricotta cheese, mozzarella, eggs, grated cheese, in parentheses locatelli, and a little salt and black pepper into a big bowl. Make the mixture somewhat firm. Put a thin coat of the cheese mixture on each slice. Roll each slice in jelly roll fashion. Place a toothpick in to keep it together. Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Add tomato sauce just to cover the bottom of a roasting pan. Place each eggplant rollatini in an array in a pan with a small amount of sauce on top. Cover a roasting pan with aluminum paper and cover 30 minutes. Removing aluminum cover, last 5 minutes. And then there's another like partial email at the bottom. Hey dude, hope you had a good day yesterday. Would you be able to send me the recipe for the eggplant rollatini you made? We're on the ranch and of course no chef and I don't want to starve to death. I'd like to try and make something we will all eat. ... What is Wondra flour? Hold on. Wondra flour. Finely ground low protein instant wheat flour mixed with malted barley. Okay. Number 5, mozzarella sandwich recipe for JE from Bryce Gordon to Karina Shuliak. Date Sunday, 27th October 2013. Hi there. Hope this helps. 1 slice toasted JE bread, cooled. Thin spread of cream cheese. 4 fine slices of tomato. 4 fine slices of mozzarella, layer alternately on toast. Season with salt, pepper, olive oil, and sprinkle balsamic glaze. Cut into triangles. Garnish with finely sliced basil. At one point of time, 4 to 5 slices of avocado was also added on top of tomato mozzarella slices. If you like, I can make one up when I get to ranch tonight and send photo. Any question, please do not hesitate to ask. We'll be traveling back to ranch today from Colorado, so iPhone reception will be difficult. Regards, Bryce. Number 6, muffins recipe changed! Exclamation point. From Karina Shuliak to Anne Rodriguez, CC Lynn Fontanilla. Tuesday, 2nd of August, 2016. Hello, Anne. Please note that Mr. Epstein's muffin recipe has changed. Please see below and only use the ingredients listed. I will send you a photo of the brands for each ingredient. If you have any questions, please ask Lynn. Thank you, Karina. Ingredients for the muffin mix: 4 large eggs, 1 cup olive oil, ½ cup dark brown sugar, 7 cups almond flour, 4 cups whole milk, 4 cups digestive bran, ½ cup ground flaxseed, ½ cup whole flaxseed, 5 teaspoons baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 cup raisins, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. For the topping, need equal amounts. Lynn does a handful of each of pecans, walnuts, sliced almonds, whole flaxseed meal. In addition, need some extra flaxseed to put on top before the topping. So there were multiple muffin recipes. This was the updated version, so I included it. Actually, it sounds kind of good. I do love a morning glory muffin. I don't know. My mom always talks about these morning glory muffins that she would eat before work somewhere. I forget, somewhere in Maine or Massachusetts. Number 7, granola. From Karina Shuliak to Zorro Ranch. Tuesday, 8th of March, 2016. I see. We'll have to ask him. I think he did something special with the oats so that they turn into crunchy clusters. Because when I make it, they're more separated. Thanks. Redacted. Zorro Ranch wrote, Hi, Karina. I really do not have a recipe. I was in New Zealand when the trip was on, and I just gave, redacted, details of what to do with what was in stock. The main thing to do is toast all the ingredients, except the dried fruit, and place it in a sealed container while warm. Do not use walnuts, capitalized, as they get bitter very quickly. I can tell you what was in the mix, but do not have any measurements. Let me know. Warmest regards, redacted. Sorry, I was saying rescinded before. I meant redacted. Karina wrote, Hi, could you please send me your recipe for granola that you made for Mr. Epstein on the last trip? It is so good. Smiley face. Thanks. Okay, so sorry. I read the thread backwards, but it was a thread. You probably understood that. 8, secret recipe, all lowercase. From Jeffrey E. to Karina Shuliak. Monday, 25th of December, 2017. That's Christmas. It's a forwarded message from Mark L. Epstein. Subject, secret recipe. Mark L. Epstein wrote, Aunt Faye's Mondel bread. Mondel bread? Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Makes 3 loaves. In large mixing bowl, 4 cups flour, scant. Use regular cheap white flour. 2 cups sugar, scant. I use 1 cup so it is not so sweet. Not too sweet. 1 stick unsalted butter, melted. 2 rounded teaspoons baking powder. 1/4 cup orange juice. 1 egg. 1 pinch of salt. 1 to 2 teaspoons of water, as needed to get the right consistency. Mix well to consistency of Play-Doh. Separate into 3 balls of equal size. Roll out each ball of dough to make an oval about 12 by 15 inches on a sheet of wax paper. The wax paper makes it easier to roll up. Generously spread Smucker's apricot preserves over entire surface. 2 jars for the 3 loaves. Sprinkle on white golden raisins. Sprinkle chopped walnut. Use a lot of walnuts. Don't be cheap like Aunt Faye, quote of Miriam Kierson. Dust generously with powdered cinnamon. Sprinkle of sugar. Roll each oval into a loaf and transfer to grease cookie sheet, seam down. Leave room between loaves because they spread while baking. Lightly score the top with diagonal lines about 1.25 inches apart to help with the cutting when baked. Bake about 45 minutes or until lightly golden brown. When cool, slice up and don't stop eating until they're gone. Let me know how they came out. Tell your buddy that if she divulges the recipe to anyone, I will track her down and kill her. Yikes. Okay, I don't understand. This sort of seems like what am I thinking of? I don't know, maybe like a cinnamon raisin bread meets arugula. Not arugula. Rugula. I don't understand. Do you put it in the loaf pan and then put the loaf pan on the greased cookie sheet, or do you put the oval in the loaf pan to shape it and then take it out and put that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm never making that. 9. Pie, all lowercase. From Karina Shuliak to Karina Shuliak. Date, Saturday, 6th of October, 2012. Chocolate pudding, Silver Star. Pie pickup, 12 p.m. 1457 3rd Avenue, New York, New York, 10028. Crust recipe, 1.5 cups graham crackers. 1 package of 9 to 10 crackers. 1/3 cup of sugar. 6 tablespoons butter, melted, plus to buy whipping cream. 10. Soufflé avec œuf molle. From Redacted to Jeffrey Epstein. Friday, 5th of August, 2011. Importance, normal. Hi. It shouldn't be one single day without saying thank you for what you have done all along for me. I just felt to say it. P.S. Don't forget the recipe soufflé avec œuf molle. Take care, Jean-Luc. Sent via BlackBerry from T-Mobile. I love that they redacted his name and didn't take it out of the email signature from his BlackBerry. Okay, that's all I have. Have a great long weekend. I guess by the time this comes out, the weekend's going to be over. Sorry. Bye.